Hello, Wendy.
I,
How
I,
you doing, love?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm fine. We stayed up a little bit too late, Wendy.
Oh, these things happen.
It happens, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does.
So,
It does. So I wanted to talk to you about the Last Shadow Puppets, obviously. Now, I saw you guys when you were here. You played Union Transfer, and I think it was the first date of your American tour at that point, right?
I think that's correct. Yes.
Okay. Now, first
Still
thing,
finding our feet.
I loved it though, because I mean, before you guys even got on stage, I noticed that you had the string section set aside, which is one of my most favorite things about the Last Shadow Puppets, and I was glad to see you were touring with the strings and the whole thing. I wanted to ask you, with the string section, do you feel like that's part of the sound, the signature sound for the Last Shadow Puppets?
Absolutely, yeah. And you know what? It's this guy named Owen Pallett who writes all those wonderful string parts, and I think it's 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 his work that created the sound. I think a little bit in my mind.
Would you consider him like kind of an unrecognized, almost third member, like the secret weapon of the Last Shadow Puppets? Because I think what he contributes is amazing and really just makes the song so big.
Yeah, I mean, no, it breaks your heart. Like that's what I think. It's like, what am I trying to say here, Wendy?
I don't know. You have to tell me.
Like the street. I'm just trying to I've got this sentence and it's there just like through the mist, and I'm just trying to make my way towards it.
Okay. I got time.
I'll get there.
All right.
Yeah. Good job. What the string parts and melody generally, I think it communicates with you on a level that you don't really understand. It's not. I think like lyrics are one thing, but what a melody is able to evoke from a listener is powerful in a totally different way that you don't understand. And when it does its job properly, you feel it.
Absolutely, and that's
it's like it's involuntary, you know what I mean? And like working with Owen, just made me feel that, giving me that sensation with the things he's written for our music, numerous, countless times. Wendy, he's a very talented young man.
One of the things I wanted to jump to is I love what you guys did with the videos for Aviation and Everything You've Come to Expect. You kind of threw me off with Miracle Aligner because I thought that would be the third part of the story, so to speak. Would you continue that sort of very dark, sinister beach storyline that's been going?
No, I mean, that was the third part of the story.
That was the third part.
Just like, we met it out, and I went and got a blowout.
Your hair was gigantic, and it was really out there.
It was wet from the ocean anyway, and then I thought, I started drying it off to not catch a cold, and just sort of got carried away, really, and then here we are.
It spoke volumes, I will say. Now I have to rewatch that video again.
Pun intended.
Considering that was part of the storyline. Now that actually makes it a little bit more mysterious, because I was like, well, maybe this does fit, or maybe it doesn't.
That's it. When you let's look a bit closer.
Okay. I'm missing the clues.
I'm joking.
I'm not paying attention.
It's silly now.
It's my fault. Well, now I also read somewhere that you had said the Last Shadow Puppets was intended to be a trilogy, like 3 albums. Do you still feel that way?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
You don't want it to be. You want it to be over.
No, I want it to be more. Honestly, so far this year, that album, Everything You've Come to Expect, is absolutely one of my top albums so far this year. It's just the way.
All right, Wendy, that's thank you.
And it's not because I'm talking to you. As soon as I heard Bad Habits, because honestly, I had missed the first album from the Last Shadow Puppets. I'd never sat down and listened to it. But when I heard Bad Habits alone, I went back, I listened to the first album, and then I was like, wait a minute. And then I did all my research, and I really started digging deep. And I would I would personally love to put in a vote for you and Miles to do more than 3, but I realize artistic license, you can do what you're going to do.
Well, we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. It's going to be like the Paranoia trilogy. You know, remember those movies?
Yeah.
What we call that? What's it, the Parallax View, Clute, and
Clute.
what's
Wow.
the other one?
Yeah.
What's the other one, listeners?
I don't know.
What's the third part of that? Is it?
I do remember what you. Oh wow, I'm really racking my brain now.
Like isn't it Dustin Hoffman? You know, the Watergate one. What's that called?
Oh shoot. Oh, I can't remember now. I'm drawing a blank, but I know what you're talking about. It's
All the President's Men. No, is that?
That sounds right. Something like that.
On a postcard.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, that's what we're going for.
Okay. Yeah, I've noticed, you know, like a lot of the videos, the imagery and everything can be, it's kind of glamorous, but at the same time, it's kind of dark. And I really like kind of what you guys have created there. Now, when you guys did this album, I think I had read somewhere that originally it was you and Miles were just working on some new material. It wasn't your intention to do a second Last Shadow Puppets album, and it just kind of started to flow. Were there some songs on this album that were maybe bits and pieces from the first album that you brought back, or was this all fresh material?
Yeah, actually, Wendy, anything that I had set aside thinking it would be on a second Shadow Puppets record if we were ever to make one. It didn't end up working out, and it was really all the songs we wrote together over like about a 2-month period that went on to make the record. I don't know. Once we got into the swing of things,
it just all came together. And I mean, that makes sense because, I mean, it's years later. You guys are in a very different place than you would have been when you wrote those first pieces of material. So, I mean, that totally makes sense. Now, before I let you go, I am curious where, like, okay, so you have the Last Shadow Puppets, you're working this, you're doing this right now. That's kind of where your head is at. Of course, where does the Arctic Monkeys fall into this? Because I also just saw Matt Helders come through with Iggy Pop.
The Monkey schedule permitted this to happen. Few circumstances arose, so we seized that. But no, we'll get back in there with the Monkeys at some point.
Like, at some point,
you know, soon, I think. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Matt, yeah, like you say, Matt's been doing the Iggy thing, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Did you say you saw that show?
I did. They came through Philly as well. And matter of fact, I feel like you guys were just like weeks apart from one another. And it was so solid to see, you know, Iggy Pop, Queens of the Stone Age, Arctic Monkeys, like all on one stage. Like, I mean, they opened the curtain and I was like, oh my God, you know, it sounded amazing, you know?
I'm with you. Like, no, it like blew my socks off.
Totally.
Matthew and I have been, we grew up together. We've been friends since we were like 6 years old. To see him up there, I mean, I've never seen him play before as well. Like, because
he's always behind you.
I've always been, so there was that. But like to see him like playing Lust for Life with Iggy and Josh and also like doing it really well, you know.
Oh my God. Yeah, the band was
like I would have thought like I don't know, like I just thought he looked so fucking cool doing that. I was like, it blew me away.
Yeah, absolutely. The band was so tight. I mean, I don't know about what the show that you saw, but they opened with Lust for Life. And when Iggy came, just literally running from side stage, I mean, the crowd just launched with the same energy, and it was just on from there. And the band was so, like you said, just so tight. You know, it was an amazing set.
Yeah. I think I saw the first show as well.
Oh, did you?
I saw him twice. I saw him in LA and in New York. And even that first show, like, did not look nervous at all. Like, you know, they started with, it was like, I don't know, it just seemed like it was so meant to be, I think.
Yeah.
You know, there was something about it that seemed like it was just like made total sense. It was irresistible.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's just like this swagger on stage, like we got this, and it was amazing. It was fantastic. Well, look, the last question I have for you is, like I said, I realize you're doing Last Shadow Puppets now. You're talking about Arctic Monkeys. Are you personally writing right now while you're on the road? Is anything inspiring you?
I suppose there's always like in the back of my mind like an idea that I might thinking about, but I think I need to not be on the move to write. Usually, I've found.
Yeah, I know a lot of artists have said that it's either one or the other. Either you can write on the road, or you just absolutely cannot because it's just not the right vibe. I
don't think it's for me, and I think I've recognized that by now. And also, I don't think I write very good songs when I'm beside a body of water. Like a couple of things I've tried to write, like with an acoustic guitar, besides a lake, for instance, have always been dreadful.
Really?
So I think, I don't know what that's about.
That is weird.
Yeah.
So do you do better in cityscapes or mountains or?
Possibly.
Okay.
I've never really tried mountains, Wendy, but I'd like to.
Look into it.
I think there might be something up there for me.
Look, I mean, Sweet Dreams, Tennessee. There's a lot of mountains there. Just putting it out there.
Like get the the altitude may take the mind to a place where it's not so alert. And sometimes I think when you're in those sorts of places, or like on a hangover, for instance, you're sometimes more likely to have more interesting ideas.
More clarity, right?
Yeah, maybe it's the mountains for me.
Yeah.
Our mother, the mountain.
Try it out. All right. Well, look, Alex, I'm gonna let you move on and do your thing, and hope to see you in Philadelphia again very soon. Be it Last Shadow Puppets, Arctic Monkeys, or whatever the next venture is for you. It's always amazing.
Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
I would love to see you do some Cirque du Soleil. Maybe I don't know, some sort of pirouettes from the ceiling while playing guitar. It's a possibility. I'd
have been there in a heartbeat. Had show business not got in the way, Wendy.
Well, sometimes you have to make time for you. So if that's what you want to do, then pursue your dreams.
Joking apart, I'm not a bad juggler.
Really?
Not to blow my own trumpet there, but I'm not a bad juggler. And the yo-yo. I know my way around a yo-yo.
I do as well. Maybe you and I could put together an act and take it on the road.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Seriously, can you do Split in the Atom?
I can do that one. I like that one. Around the World. Walk the Dog. The basics. We could probably put something together.
Yeah. But Split in the Atom, I think if you can do that, I think that's really where.
That's where it's at.
The hard work starts.
Yeah. All right, then.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that at a later date.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Count me in. Yeah.
All right. It's happening.
Yeah.
We'll my people and your people will chat or something like that. All right. Yeah. Well, I will talk with you later, Mr. Turner.
All right, Wendy. Thank you.
Have a lovely day, and we'll see you soon in Philly.
All right, love. Thank you, Wendy.
Take care. Bye-bye.
See you in Philly.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.